Development is a story, so let's start this course with a story. Some of our oldest stories come down to us as fables, myths, or parables, and often they capture an important moral or message. Centuries after Aesop, we're still familiar with the tortoise and the hare or the fox and the crow. In this style, I'd like to present a new fable that I made up called Norah and the Wildebeest, and use this as a sort of starting point to talk about early human development. Once upon a time, on the dusty African savanna, a baby wildebeest was born under the hot noonday sun. Time was ticking and they couldn't stay there all day. A pride of lions was on the horizon and they needed to make their way to the taller grass. But luckily, within an hour, the baby wildebeest could walk. Even more amazingly, within a day, the baby wildebeest could outrun a hyena. The wildebeest is clearly a precocious species and is well suited to immediately deal with the challenges of life, right from the beginning. Now, on the same day, at noon, baby Norah was born to loving parents who were perfect in every way. But unlike the hyena, within an hour, Norah couldn't walk. She couldn't do much other than cry and maybe open her eyes a bit and cry some more. She spent most of her first day and the most of her time through her first year sleeping. Unlike the wildebeest, who was born ready to go with a repertoire of abilities to survive on the savanna, she couldn't do much. She could definitely not outrun a hyena. It took her 8 months to learn how to crawl, and she only began walking at over a year. Norah was born into a period of prolonged helplessness and dependence on her caregivers, one that will last through adolescence, but hopefully not too far beyond. She'll probably spend 12 years in school, 16 if she goes to college, in preparation for independent life as an adult. So what's the point of this odd story? I admit it's not going to be made into a film anytime soon, but one of the things that it does do is highlight the contrast between the abilities of human infants and other creatures. If the human beings are if they're so smart, if we're so smart and capable, why do we spend the first years of our lives being able to do so little, buckled into car carriers and strollers or carried around in slings? Is this some kind of defect in our development? Wouldn't it be better to be like the wildebeest or a sea turtle or almost any other creature and be born into a state of proficiency and independence that lets us manage in the world?